Hello, hello. Happy Friday, everybody. So, Masso and I are on, and as we said last week, we're going to have a special guest every single time. So this time we brought Tala on, and I know Tala and I did a live a few weeks ago that we said we're going to do another one in English. So when Masso and I spoke, we decided to who better than Tala. But for
Exactly.
people who haven't been to my page, let me introduce myself. My name is Sheila. I live here in the Bay Area with my husband Sam and our baby boy Caleb and our dog Leo. I am an executive assistant and my husband's an electrical engineer. And about a year ago, I started this online business. And I met these two beautiful ladies right here, and we became amazing business partners. So, Massa, would you like to reintroduce yourself to people
Yeah.
who didn't come to our last live?
Yeah, for sure. So, first of all, thank you very much, Tala, for being in our live here today. It's a pleasure to have you tonight.
Of course,
My
thank
name
you.
is Masa. I'm from Canada, and I'm a mom to a 9-year-old son. And then I am an insurance underwriter, and I started this business as well 2 years ago, and I'm still doing it on the side of my job. So, Tala, would you like to go ahead and introduce yourself as well?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, ladies, for inviting me. Hello, everyone. My name is Tala. I live in California now for 15 years. I am an engineer by degree, and I'm a bank branch manager by profession. And last year, I decided to start my business. And here you go. I'm here with you guys today.
Amazing.
That is great. Tala, we got to get Massa over here in California.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
We got to get her over here in California.
That would be a lot easier.
That's perfect.
So when Massa and I decided to do this 90-day live, we decided to do these weekly lives in this 90-day challenge. And each week we're going to come up with a different topic that we want to talk to you guys about. And today we want to talk about a plan B and why people look for plan Bs. And so three professionals who are still working, why not? Let's talk about that. So, ladies, either one of you guys, if you guys want to start, what makes you think people really end up going to look for a plan B, or why do people start looking in the first place? Either one of you guys.
Tala, would you like to go ahead and tell us what do you think about this question?
Sure. Yeah, I can speak from my experience, but people can have like several reasons to have like plan B. But as we all know, like in life, unfortunately, you can basically your life rarely goes based on what you plan. So it's always something unexpected happens, and you have to adjust and adapt to the new plan. And it's not always about your employer. Yeah, sure. Someday you might just go to work and they said, oh, unfortunately, you don't have your job anymore, or your position has been eliminated, or COVID happens, like the entire world, like how many people lost their job because of COVID? Something happened that it was unexpected to everyone. Or it cannot be even work related. Sometimes you have babies, like family emergency. Exactly. So these things happens. That's why it's not always guaranteed that tomorrow morning we're gonna have job and we go to our job. That's why it's really important to have a backup plan, to have an additional plan that you think that, okay, so if something happens to my plan A, I have a backup plan. That's why it's just going to give you peace of mind, and you're not going to be stressed about it if something unexpected happened to you. Also, then plan B, as I already mentioned, it just gives you peace of mind and less stress, but also protects you against all the economical fluctuation and inflation and everything. So the way that inflation is just going up, you can even stop it. And even if you're the best employee ever and get like, I don't know, what's the maximum, 3%, 4% raise, you still cannot keep up with inflation. That's how crazy it is.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, honestly, at least from my experience, my plan A is just to pay my mortgage, pay my car, pay my grocery, pay for necessary expenses in my life. But what about like having a savings account for something that unexpected that happens that I have to have access to additional funds? What about if I want to go on vacation, like instead of once a year, like 3 times a year, and just go see the world, see around, like my plan A cannot afford that. So that's why, in my opinion, it's really important to have additional plan B, and have a backup plan just in case something unexpected happens.
Absolutely. That was great, Tada. You actually pointed out to different things which are really, really important, I think, to everyone's life nowadays. And the funny thing is, like, when you talk to people like 10 years ago, having a second or third income was a luxury. So people who were like having like a second or third income, they were like rich. But these days, it's just necessity. So you do need to have the third income or the fourth income. Like as a couple, like we all have our husbands work, we work, but we still have to have third or the fourth income stream into our life. As you mentioned, it's a peace of mind. I work in the insurance industry, so for 10, almost 12 years now, actually. And I've been always thinking about, like, because in insurance is the same, like you buy insurance for rainy days. So when I started this business as well, I thought, like, you should have thought about this much earlier. You are in insurance industry and you just started 2 years ago. And I think it was just being scared of kind of coming into something that I didn't know, like starting something that I was not aware of. I didn't have any skills, but I'm so glad, because this is like another skill on the top. And you always have to have like at least more than like maybe one skill, because as you mentioned, if something happens and like the strategy of the company changes, or like a lot of things after pandemic happened, they changed. They actually closed one department. They want to like lay off some of their employee. So if things like this happen, at least you have a peace of mind that for rainy days, if something like this happened, even if like you're a good employee, they like to have you, but their strategy doesn't let them to keep you. So they have to let go of some of the employees. And then what happens? A lot of stresses. We have seen a lot of people, they've gone through a lot of depression during the pandemic because of losing their job. Right, Sheila?
Oh, I agree 100%. I was actually one of those people. You guys, for people who've seen my lives, that I've had on my page, I was an epileptic before. And in 2021, I was supposed to have my brain surgery. And literally 2 days before my surgery, they laid me off because our company closed here in the Bay Area. They just had a office in another location. So I lost the opportunity to have my surgery. And so that put a big strain on me. It caused me to have more seizures. I literally went through 190 seizures that year.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Luckily, the hospital gave me an opportunity, and I was able to have my surgery with what the hospital did for me. But imagine if I had that security and I didn't have to worry about it. You talk about insurance. Not all insurances cover what you need. And so that kicks in. Or for example, my son right now, he needs a cranial helmet. Do you know how expensive that is for a parent and how much stress that puts on a parent? It's so expensive. So you need that backup security. And like you said, you might not have the knowledge for it, Masa, but it's good for you to do your research. And that's actually coming up to my next question. What I would ask either one of you, maybe Masa, you can elaborate a little bit on that. For someone who is looking for a plan B, what should they do when they are looking? How should they go about seeing where to go when they want to go for a plan B? Because plan Bs, they can backfire. But what do you suggest that they do?
Sheila, I think it's all very personal choice when they go for a plan B. But I think the smart choice, in my opinion, is something that they can do on the side of their job. Because my husband actually started a traditional business like almost 5 years ago. He started a restaurant, having a restaurant for himself, and he couldn't work at the same time that he was working at the bank. Like he had a banking job, and he had to take the whole year off with no pay and do the business. And at the end of that traditional business, we lost a lot of money, and I was the only one being employee and working, and it was really tough. Even like having a business for ourselves, it was something like a plan B, but he couldn't have that plan B on the side of his job. That's why I actually, after that, I started to look for something online. And that's why we're all, I think, here, because it's very flexible and I can do it on the side of my job. Like I do work like you guys from 8:30 till 4:30, 5 o'clock. I go to my life with my family. And then after my son goes to bed, like for 3 hours, I do this business. And it's like amazing that you have this flexibility to work on it. Even if you don't sit there and work on it, the business has a lot of automation that you can put it on the platforms to do it for you. So we can go in depth in that maybe later on the other sessions. But how our platform works, we use automation a lot. So that's why I think the smartest way to, in my opinion, is finding a business that works for you, even if you are not physically there and if you are not kind of working on it. So something automated like a online business. I think that's the best. And we see that a lot of people are going into the online space and using internet and online businesses because of this reason. They want to still have their time with their family. They don't want to cut on that time. They don't want to work overtime on their job or another job and be physically somewhere all the time. That's why the online businesses provide this opportunity to everyone. That's my opinion. Some people, they like to actually be physically somewhere else, but the time, and I think that's the golden thing for everyone. We are going to be spending more time away from our family, and that's the least that we want for our family, right? Tala, what do you think?
I totally agree, because when I was deciding to have a plan B, so that was the first thing that was really important to me. And I was looking for something that is flexible, take less time, that it doesn't disturb my plan A. So I'm an employee, and I go to work from like 7:30, 8 till 5, 6. And then something that I can do at night, like 1 hour, 2 hours. And at the same thing, exactly as you mentioned, something that is low maintenance, like automated system. I do like with 1 hour and maximum 2 hours per day. I am okay because automated system is working for me. So I'm glad that you mentioned that, because that was something that I was looking for too. There were a few more things that I was looking for. And the second one was like, I was looking for something that has a potential to grow. So I could like start something that, because I did not come to this business to get like $500 per month or like $1,000. I came to this business knowing that if I put my time and effort into this, it's going to grow over time. And I'm glad that I found it, because even when I started, I didn't know that it has that potential. Yeah. But now that I've been in it for like a while, now I know this business has potential to grow over time. And the other thing that was really important to me, it should be something that is a market demand. I cannot just go and start something just because it's my hobby and it's my passion, but the entire world doesn't really care about my passion. You know what I mean? So online and digital is something that the entire world is just going towards that. And especially after COVID, like, I hate to say that, Masa, but maybe in 10 years, our job doesn't even exist. Like,
hey, I'm right there with you guys, and I'm in corporate.
I'm right there with you. By digital, AI, and all those things. Yeah. And I hate that. So, like, honestly, this is something that, first of all, has potential to grow. And then I can make money, and the entire world is going that way. So why not? And last but honestly not least is I always try to learn from other people's experience. So if someone starts something that already failed, why would you want to try that? You know what I mean? But when it's like more than 200,000 people, when 200,000 people try something and had success, like, time matters. One person might be successful in 3 months. One person, depends. Person to person is different. It might take different time, but the business model has been proven that you are going to be successful. So if 200,000 people have tried this and they are successful, why would I just want to go invent the wheel again? So I'm just going to follow the people that they already are successful. These are the things that I was thinking about when I was going to make a decision.
I agree with both of you. I mean, I started this business when I was pregnant. We were looking for a plan B when I was pregnant, because with what happened during the pandemic to me, I was scared. Hey, what if this happens again and I have a baby? And that's when this business came along. After doing a bunch of research, we had projects that actually failed. And we found this bulletproof, wonderful business, and it worked out for us. And we had no idea what digital marketing was, but beautifully, we had this training that was provided that taught us everything. I literally sat there and learned everything about it. And even with this business, as you said, Massa, you can do this on the side. I'm doing this with the 8-month-old right now. I literally, as I mentioned to you guys, you're lucky you don't have a kid yet, Tyler. So
I have no idea how you're doing that.
but,
I barely can handle 2 jobs.
yeah, that's a third job, but that's
a third job. Exactly. That's a third full-time job.
That is a full-time job. But you can definitely do this. I'm doing this at nighttime when I'm putting my little one to sleep. Like I told you guys before, I'm on my phone while I'm putting him to sleep. It's my power time. It's my brain time, because you just evolve so much in your business and it grows. And for me, it was something that I wanted to do that eventually led me to make enough income to go home and be with my son as a full-time mom. Yeah. And you can get there. I've seen other people in this business get there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We have a lot of them. And that's amazing that you have a choice. Like some people, they love their job and they want to stay in their job, but as Talos mentioned, they don't make enough to live the life that they like to live. They want to go for vacation, and why not having more options? Why not having more choices to make? So life is like enjoying yourself, going for vacation, taking some rest. But when you don't have that enough financial security, you're always worried about your future, your retirement. Like retirement is a big thing for a lot of us. When we come to retirement, we're going to get our retirement income if we work as an employee, but definitely we're going to need more. Like when you get older, hopefully we kind of get older, all healthy for 100 years we'll live and all those stuff. But what if you need, like, say, a lot more medical care and all those stuff, and you want to start traveling when you're retired, you're probably going to travel more. But if you don't have that security, what are you going to do? Like, you've been working for years and years, and then you get to your retirement, and you just have to be worried about, again, your medical cares, like your you want to be able to help your kids as well.
Your own family, your parents. If you have a sick parent, maybe you want to help your sick parent out.
Exactly. Yes. And a lot of us, I know that a lot of people, they are taking care of actually their parents, as you mentioned. And they want to have that free time, to make that free time. So imagine that you have a business that it's working for you on an automation base, for almost like 80% of it is being done automated. You don't have to be physically there, and you can take care of your whatever, like your kids, your parents, like whatever time that you want to have, you have it. And I always say that it's not just about the money. We make the money to create more time. Most of us are here to have more freedom on our financial situation, to create more time for what we love to do. So this is all about like having second or third income stream. It's all about having more choices, more time with our loved ones.
Yeah. And one last thing I'd like to say, definitely, as a close off for this, starting a plan B is definitely having a mindset for it. Mindset to start a plan B, that is the most important thing. You definitely need to have the mindset for it and the drive to go for it. Just saying, I'm going to have a plan B and then start something and be lazy at it, that's not going to work. But you definitely have to have a mindset for it, because it is very important. But once you start it, your mindset does change because you become so determined for it.
Absolutely. Amazing. Thank you, Sheila. That was a really good point.
Yeah, well, I want to thank both of you. Massa, it was great for this week. And Talajun, thank you so much for joining us this week.
Of course. Thank you so much for inviting me.
We love to have you here. Thank you, Sheila, as well.
Thank you. And everyone, have a wonderful Friday. If you guys have any questions, send us an email with your name and your email, and we will send you information on how to get started to the same thing that we are. Until then, we will talk to you guys next week.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.